Health Power Pro. So today we're going to talk about a topic that affects so many of our people that we have, from athletes to our older crowd, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever we have. Our athletes are always dealing with some type of tweak, like knee pain. We train a ton of young girls with our Rush program, for example, and they're like a knee injury waiting to happen unless you provide the right stimulus. Our older crowd, it's usually wear and tear or overuse injuries that we're dealing with, and then we get them and we have to kind of get them back. So ways to do it, right? You're looking for solutions. Look at mobility, stability, and strength. And if you kind of handle all of those, sounds easy, but it's a little bit more complex than that. But if you handle all of those, your body is structurally sound, it's strong enough to handle the load, and it's mobile enough to be surprised, which is very important for anybody. You have to still be mobile.
Yeah.
It can't be while you're fresh all the time. Mm-hmm. But then there's techniques outside of the actual dynamic mobility and all the programs that we have. If you do extra work on your own, here's the good old foam roller, which we're familiar with. And Chris, would you show them the?
Absolutely, I love it. What do you want to hit first?
How about the quadricep?
All right.
So with the quads, you have tight quads. You're basically rolling in a plank and rolling that quad. And he can move his body any way he wants. He can move it so it hits the top of his quad, the inside of his quad, the outside of his quad. It's up to you. But when you find those spots, they're called sore spots, right? Hot spots that hurt, that's the areas you actually want to dig in. You're not going to hurt yourself with a foam roller. And eventually, when you hit those hot spots over and over, it loosens that fascial tissue of whatever you're hitting, and the body releases. Once the body's released, it can do wonders. If it's not released, it's going to hold the body in positions that are unnatural, adding extra stress somewhere else. And another typical area would be the iliotibial band, which is tight on pretty much every guy I know.
Everybody. I don't think I've met anybody that has super loose IT bands or that lateral quad area. Right when they hit that, oh my God.
Yeah.
But this is a good one to hit. You want to go down if you have, that kind of seam in the shorts. Tell people to follow that seam down. You never want to roll over bones. So you always want to keep it on the muscles and the fascia. You never want to roll over your knee or, ankle bone. And a good one here, if you kind of find a spot, if you can, you want to bring that heel to the butt and then extend, and that's going to take that muscle through full range of motion as you're kind of hitting that spot. And if you hear my voice, kind of found one, but this whole thing, if it's tight, if you notice a lot of times with athletes, like we mentioned, those knees falling in, this is tight, that's going to pull that in, so we want to drive those knees out. This is going to help with that a lot. That's a great one there, and then I guess we, piriformis, right?
Piriformis, yeah, that'd be another great one.
I'll always pull the knees in and stuff, so this is a good one. So piriformis is going to be muscle kind of on the butt here, and I like to turn the foam roller at about a 45 degree, and then you kind of find a spot right there in the corner, bring the heel over, and you just kind of search around until you find a spot. If you're not really feeling it here, you can always go with like a lacrosse ball, or maybe a little harder foam roller here, but most people, this is going to be tight. This is typically tight. We're sitting a lot, or we're in the car a lot, especially if we're leaning. You could really find some tightness back there, so that's a good one to hit too.
And another one while Chris is down there would be a globing exercise that's all good, also for your back. So he's going to do horizontal foam roller. He's going to lay across the foam roller.
Like, you saying long ways or?
Right there, yep,
Okay.
like a T.
Corner here.
And if you listen closely, you'll hear the pop, pop, pop. That's his spine adjusting. And you want to roll, and this one's basically from low thoracic all the way to the bottom of your cervical spine, the base of your neck. And what he's doing now is globing. So what he's doing is creating a curve in his back. From all, like Chris said, all that sitting, all the device use, what we're doing, we're pulling ourselves anterior all day long by doing this globing motion, or even just sitting on the foam roller that way for 10 minutes what you're doing is resetting and rebooting your spine. That is a great exercise that you should do every day. It's not really an exercise, it's kind of a feel-good, and it's going to put your spine in a place where it belongs, letting the rest of the body work as it should.
So next one I think we should talk about is stability. So we did mobility, now stability. You gotta give a background, what is stability, so to speak?
Well, stability is the body being able to catch its center, be off balance, because we find ourselves as athletes or as people who work out, especially doing something like our athletic conditioning program, we try to put you in unstable positions. So, but your job as an athlete or someone looking to get better functionally is to create that stability right away. So, for example, if I'm coming across planting and having to go here, what I'm trying to do is gather my center, being stable through the joints and through my structure as quickly and as often as I can. So stability is vital in preventing injury. It's going to actually be more efficient, and you'll be more efficient in your movement and more effective in your movement.
Some of these that are really great for the knee, one I love, I'll actually just demo it real quick. Single leg stiff leg deadlift with a kettlebell. You never want to go too heavy on stability stuff. Think of more, you're challenging the nervous system versus the muscular system. So you never want to be like, oh, I'm going to throw on 300 pounds. That's not really the point. I mean, you can load this, but you want to more affect the moving around to limit that and to keep it, stable. So this is a great one. You'd have a slight bend in that knee. Use this kettlebell. You're going to drive it, that back leg back, nice and controlled. Hold that foot stability, keep that back flat, and then you're going to drive straight through. And that's going to keep that knee, this knee in line. Because if you're all over and you're wobbling around, that's probably a sign. But if you can nice and slowly work your way down, tap, you can even hold it here off the ground and drive through controlled. That's what you're looking for. So last one, let's talk about, we got a good knee, maybe no knee injuries. We're pretty mobile, we're training our stability and our mobility. How can we strengthen that knee joint and the muscles around it, the quads, the hamstrings, etc.? What are some good exercises for that?
I mean, the king of all exercises is a squat.
Absolutely.
A squat, you're hitting everything. There's a million variations of squats, but just a basic squat is opening and strengthening your hips. It's lengthening and strengthening your hamstrings and quadriceps, your lower back, all the way through your mid-back, your erector spinae. All the muscles that keep your foundation strong have to be incorporated. So, we're not isolationists with exercises, we're gross motors. So we're trying to hit as much musculature as possible, all in the same movement. And the squat will do it.
Yeah, this variation, there's all sorts of them. You could do air squats, you can do back, front, whatever. I really like this one with a kettlebell or even a dumbbell goblet squat. You kind of hold it out a little bit because a lot of us have ankle mobility issues. So we squat, if you ever see this, where the person kind of falls forward and their butt's up in the air and their chest falling forward. That's not a good way to do it. That's going to put a lot on your lower back. So what this will do is kind of counterbalance you. And again, you can keep this super light, really challenge yourself. Hold it out just, about 8 inches or so. You can really sit back, straight down, keeping that nice tall chest, nice straight back, and then drive the hips through, sit back, straight up, because this is going to help you sit back. I'm really heel heavy, so if I didn't have this, I might have to lean forward a little bit. So this is gonna recalibrate and keep me nice and straight, knees over the toes, hips down, and then drive straight through. If you guys want any more information, look out for us. We're on alphapowerpro.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram. We're trying to drop a lot of content. If you have any questions or you have any stuff you would like to see, just write a comment below and let us know and we'll make a video for you. Thanks, guys.